Good day, I am William Theo, and this is PTV News Now. Thousands of Palestinians flocked to an aid distribution point early Thursday, desperate for food amid Gaza's looming famine, only to be met with lethal chaos, including live fire by Israeli troops. By mid-afternoon, the Hamas-run health ministry said more than 100 people were reported dead in the grisly incident, which underscored worsening shortages in the war-ravaged Palestinian territory. Israeli sources confirmed that troops opened fire at Palestinians rushing towards aid trucks in Gaza, with one saying soldiers thought they posed a threat to troops. European Union Foreign Affairs Chief Josep Borrell denounced the killing of dozens of Palestinians during an aid delivery, calling the deaths totally unacceptable. French President Emmanuel Macron also expressed his strongest condemnation for the incident and has called for truth, justice, and respect for international law. Meanwhile, at least 44 people perished after a fire blazed through a 7-story building in the Bangladeshi capital of Dhaka late Thursday. At least 40 people sustained injuries and varying degrees of burns and were being treated in the city's main burn hospital. Meanwhile, 75 people were rescued. A fire department official said the fire broke out in a biryani restaurant, which is suspected to be caused by a gas cylinder blast. The fire quickly spread to almost all floors of the building. The fire was declared under control after 2 hours. The government has ordered a probe into the said incident. A lunar landing more than 50 years in the making is a partial success. Plus, the U.S. says Russia may launch a nuclear weapon into orbit. The Kremlin calls it spin. VOA's Arash Arabasadi brings us the week in space.
1, ignition, and liftoff. Go SpaceX, go IM-1 and the Odysseus Lunar Lander.
We begin this week on a launch pad at Florida's Cape Canaveral. There, private spaceflight company SpaceX helped make history by launching Houston, Texas-based Intuitive Machines' Odysseus Lunar Lander, or ODI for short, on a trip to the moon. The project was a public-private partnership with NASA.
Today, for the first time in more than a half-century, the U.S. has returned to the moon. Today, for the first time in the history of humanity, a commercial company, an American company, launched and led the voyage up there. And today is a day that shows the power and promise of NASA's commercial partnerships.
ODI stuck a gentle landing on the moon's surface, which the company's CEO describes as its glowing achievement despite the lander toppling over shortly thereafter. But it wasn't all smooth sailing even up to that point. A laser guidance system failed after ODI's Earth-based handlers forgot to remove its safety mechanism. Crews there, much like many of us with our laptops and phones, also overlooked a software upgrade. So, instead of knowing exactly where it was, ODI had to guess. Still, Intuitive Machines' mission control room went wild after news that ODI touched down on the moon. ODI was able to beam back a few images from its journey, and details of the craft's well-being remain unclear. On top of that, shares of Intuitive Machines fell by more than 30% after the lander's lunar tumble. Also this week, Russia successfully placed in orbit an Iranian satellite along with 17 of its own. Iran says the satellite has 3 cameras to monitor the environment and agriculture. But the news comes as U.S. intelligence agencies warn that Russia may launch a nuclear weapon into space. In his annual State of the Nation address, Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke of his country's advanced weaponry. He called accusations of space-based nukes an American ploy and fake. Finally, this week, NASA released images showing a pair of solar flares from the past few days. NASA says the bursts of energy can affect radio communications, power grids, and navigation signals while also threatening spacecraft and astronauts. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.
And some good news to our cable TV providers. More programs from the People's Television are coming your way through our satellite parameters starting Monday, March 4, 2024. The following parameters can be used flashed on your TV screens. Cable TV subscribers nationwide can also watch Congress TV. Please contact your satellite or cable TV service provider for more information. This is William Theo. Stay informed, get ahead, get the news right here.